The winter has begun its icy embrace here in Australia. It's only May and already the cold seeps into our bones. With temperatures dropping to a chilly -2 degrees, we brace ourselves for a long, harsh winter, knowing that our uninsulated shed offers little protection from the elements. Our wood heater becomes our saviour, raising the temperature in the shed by a precious 8 degrees. And with thick wool doonas wrapped tightly around us, we find solace in the warmth it provides through the dark, cold nights. To protect our tender plants from the relentless frost, I've placed our pot plants up in the raised garden beds and I'm covering them with old tent pieces and frost cloth. Last winter we lost a lot of plants to the frost. It's a battle against the wind, but we must persevere. Each morning brings a new layer of frost, and next week promises temperatures as low as -4 degrees. So the frost cloth is needing to be pegged down with old tent pegs, and it becomes our first line of defence against the biting cold. Proper frost cloth is lightweight, breathable fabric that allows sunlight, air and moisture to reach the plants while providing insulation against the cold. You should water your plants well before a frost is expected. Moist soil retains the heat better than dry soil and helps to keep the root zone warmer. And I've heard that if you use sea salt about a week before frost, that will help the plants become more resilient to the frost as well. So if you drape the frost cloth over the plants and then make sure it reaches the ground on all sides, this creates a microclimate around the plant, trapping heat from the soil. And if your plants are very delicate, you shouldn't let the frost cloth touch the leaves of the plant. You can leave the frost cloth on for extended periods, that's no problem at all. But if you have a lot of sunlight during the day and you're getting hot during the days, then it might be worthwhile to take the frost cloth off for a while. And I also decided to take it off when it was raining as well. A few months ago, we ventured out to pick up Russell Crowe, a rooster, from a local farmer, and I got a Choko while I was there. It sprouted by the warm fire, and now I dream of growing it into a fruitful vine. Well, we call them chocos here in Australia, but I think they're also known as chayotes or a vegetable pear, and they're quite a vigorous climbing vine that produces these pear-shaped fruits that we eat as vegetables. For now it stays inside, protected from the frost, with hopes of planting it out in the spring. And every morning I check on it, watching it grow bit by bit. It's a small thing, but in these harsh conditions it's a reminder of life and growth, and the promise of the warmth and abundance that spring will bring. The wildlife around us weaves itself into our daily struggles. A possum retreats to her hollow, wary of our gaze. And the frost cloth seems to be doing a great job of protecting the plants. This frost cloth is also a great barrier against the wind, which we get heaps of wind in this area. So that can exacerbate the cold damage by increasing the rate of heat loss from the plants. The water in our taps freeze, forming a crust of ice. Our homestead faces another challenge. A local farmer warned us recently that our shed basically sits atop an old arsenic dip or drench, contaminating our soil. And testing and removing the soil is going to be a costly endeavour, one that we can't yet afford. So we're saving diligently, hoping to rid our land of this silent threat. It weighs heavily on my mind, this unseen danger beneath our feet. Each day we put a little more aside, cutting corners where we can, and dreaming of the day that we can afford to make our land safe. It's a little bit disheartening to say the least. Truffles, our faithful dog, delights in crunching the frozen water. Our icy steps to the bathroom. This way of life is not for the faint-hearted. It demands resilience and a deep connection to nature, but in return it offers a sense of peace and fulfillment that's hard to find elsewhere. We're not just surviving, we're living, truly living, amidst the beauty and wildness of the Australian wilderness. Fairy wrens make a home in an old wire pile, offering us moments of serene beauty. The sight of these tiny birds flitting about brings a sense of calm amidst the chaos. Their delicate dances remind me of the delicate balance we strive to maintain our rugged life. I guess we're just part of something larger, something primal. The possum next door retreating to her tree hollow, the fairy wrens flitting about the old wire by the shed, and Truffles, our loyal dog, delighting in the frozen water. All of these creatures remind us that we're not alone in this journey. They too endure the harsh winter, finding joy and sustenance in the simplest of things. Our chickens thrive, and the promise of baby chicks and warmer days brings a glimmer of hope. Each day I gather the eggs, feeling the warmth of new life against my cold fingers. It's a simple task, but it fills me with a sense of purpose. But disaster strikes when the glass door of our wood heater shatters. This is an emergency, demanding a long drive to Warwick. The drive, though long, offered a respite, a chance to see the vast, beautiful landscape that surrounds us, reminding us why we chose this life. So we had to wait until the wood heater was completely cool, and then we could take the wood heater door frame off and get rid of all the glass that had been broken. And so we had to take the whole door frame to get the glass measured and cut specifically for our door. So glass, wood heater, door rope and tape are essential components used to create a secure, heat-resistant seal around the glass in the wood heater door. They ensure that the glass is firmly in place and that no air leaks occur, which can affect the efficiency of the heater. Paul is using Downs heating glue to stick this rope to the door. This type of glue is referred to as high temperature adhesive or stove cement, and it's specialised adhesive used in the maintenance and repair of wood heaters, stoves, fireplaces and other high temperature appliances. It's basically designed to provide a durable bond that remains stable and effective under intense heat. It can withstand temperatures up to several hundred degrees Celsius, up to 1000 degrees Celsius or more. The rope used in wood heated doors is typically made from heat-resistant materials like fiberglass. It's sometimes referred to as stove gasket rope or fiberglass rope. And the purpose of the rope is to provide a seal between the door and the stove body, preventing air leaks. It ensures that the wood heater operates efficiently and safely. So we needed to remove the old rope and then clean out the groove, and then we needed to put the adhesive in the groove and then install the new rope. So now Paul's just pressing the new rope firmly into the groove to make sure it sticks to the adhesive. And you just need to make sure that it's sealed properly all the way around. You also need to cure the adhesive, so you need to allow the adhesive to cure according to the manufacturer's instructions before using the heater. With precision, the new glass is cut, taped and glued. So this tape serves as a similar purpose to the rope, creating a seal around the glass in the door to prevent air leaks and ensure efficient operation. It's particularly useful for securing the glass pane itself, and this is adhesive backed tape. So the tape has an adhesive layer on one side, making it easy to apply directly to the glass. So you just need to peel off the backing and press the tape firmly onto the glass. So now we just need to secure the glass back onto the door frame. So when we first relit the fire after we put the glass door back on the wood heater, the room just filled with smoke. There's a couple of reasons why this might be happening. Either we've got a block chimney where it's causing the smoke to back up in the room, having a cold chimney, and also possibly poor firewood quality. We've also had trouble keeping our stored firewood dry as well, so that could be part of the problem too. But as soon as the wood heater warmed up, then the smoke started going up the chimney properly. So the problem resolved itself. And the other thing that's broken is our ride-on lawnmower. It's been broken for a few months now, and so it's been difficult to get around the paddock where the shed is to cut the grass. So that's something else that's on our list of things to fix as well. At least it's winter time now and the grass is pretty much dormant. We know that tomorrow will bring new challenges, but it will also bring new beauty, new moments of awe and wonder, and for that we are grateful. For every cold night there is a warm fire, for every setback there is a triumph, and for every struggle there is the breathtaking beauty of a pink winter sky, reminding us why we chose this life. So because now the glass door and the rope are a little bit thicker than they were before, the wood heater handle broke as well. So we've been trying to keep it shut with just a piece of wood, and then we ended up putting on a clamp to try to keep the wood heater door shut. But Paul, otherwise known as MacGyver, ever resourceful, fixes it with a nail. There's just a small pin in there that's broken that he needs to get out and then can replace it with a small nail. And once more our heater roars to life, and a beacon of warmth against the encroaching cold. And the golden sun sets behind the hills, casting long shadows across the landscape. And as darkness creeps in, we gather around our wood heater, its gentle warmth, a lifeline in the cold. And even the generator, a lifeline in these remote lands, needs repair. A stick and screw were a temporary fix, but now we've got a new panel to ensure that we can switch the button on properly. Out here, there's always work to be done. Things breaking, projects left half finished. It's a never-ending cycle of toil and repair.
Taking my generator for a walk.
But as my father reminded me, it's all about the journey. And as I sit here beneath the magnificent pink winter sky with no buildings or roads in sight, I find peace in the silence and beauty around me. This journey, with its trials and triumphs, is what makes it all worthwhile. And as the day draws to a close, the sky above us transforms into a magnificent canvas of pink and gold. The Australian wilderness, rugged and untamed, bathed in the soft hues of twilight. The granite-covered hills stand like silent sentinels, their rugged peaks kissed by the golden rays of the setting sun. It's a sight that takes one's breath away, a reminder of the beauty that exists even in the harshest of environments. In these moments, we remember why we chose this way of life, despite the challenges and setbacks that seem to follow us at every turn. The cold bites at our skin, the wind howls through the cracks of our uninsulated shed, and the ever-present threat of frost keeps us on our toes. Yet the beauty of this land, the serenity of the pink winter sky, and the sense of freedom that comes with living off the grid make it all worthwhile.